unemployment rate is at a multi-year high, finds a job report. This comes from Bloomberg, and I think it was originally reported on by Reuters. Almost a 9-year high outside of the pandemic years, which of course were unprecedented lockdowns, restrictions, closures, etc.
Yeah.
So yes, Canada's unemployment rate is at the highest level in almost 9 years, with 1.6 million jobless people in the country. The data showed on Friday, so just today.
Yep, go on.
Yeah, and it comes from Statistics Canada, which adds that the total number of jobless people in May was almost 14% higher than this time last year. And again, they excluded COVID era data because that was just unprecedented, the level of people who were unemployed at that time from 2020 to 2021. And then I'm just looking for it here, but of course, they say that this could be due to the impact of tariffs on Canada and factory shutdowns, this sort of thing.
Yeah, except it's been steadily rising long before that. So I don't think that's exactly what it is. I don't know if you have any young adults in your family. I do, and I can see it big time with them. You know, they're in college, they're in university, they're trying to get their side jobs and they can't get hired wherever they're going.
Yes.
And then just call it like it's see it. There's a lot of foreigners working the jobs that typically when I was younger, I would have been working and my friends would have been working. There is initiatives. I was at Popeye's Chicken the other day, and I just asked. I happened to notice all of the staff had strong accents. They were all South Asians, and I just said, "Hey, how did you get this job?" And she said she applied on an app in India and got the job. So that's certainly not helping the joblessness in Canada as well, because the question becomes what demographics are jobless as well.
Yeah, that's just it. I was looking, I thought I read something in here was because population had continued to grow while job opportunities and the labor market stagnated. And so we're welcoming more and more people into Canada, but our job market is not growing at the same rate. And so I thought it mentioned it in here. Maybe I was reading a different article. But you know, that's the basis of it. That is, there's the root of the problem right there. And yeah, I have my 17-year-old stepson has been out job hunting for several months, and it is slim pickings for young, I hesitate to say it, but I will, young white males out there.
Not just white anymore.
No, but there
Canadian.
are clear descriptors though. If you're not a visible minority, then you're not considered for this employment. Especially a lot of places get federal grants for hiring students, and there's a whole bunch of strings attached in those federal grants of who you can hire, you know, what demographic they're from, et cetera, et cetera. And
systemic
so it's tough
racism.
out there.
Just say it, Tamara. It's systemic racism, okay, against white people.
There you have it. You heard it here first.
And they're talking about removing the COVID era, but that's impossible. You can't remove it. There were hundreds of thousands of businesses that dropped, many back down on their staff. So we are still living the pain of those, of the consequences we inflicted upon ourselves in that area too, because we haven't recovered from that economically.
Yeah, we just showed a graph there that the student summer job market has imploded. If we can pull that one back up, 20% unemployment for returning students, 22% for young men. Like these are, that is our future. That is literally like the bread makers of society there, 22%.
Then throw in whatever AI is going to do to jobs in the next, I don't know, 3 years or something like that. It's going to be scary.
Worst May on record since 2009. If you're 15 to 24 and looking for work, good luck.
Yeah.
Ottawa's too busy importing cheap, temporary foreign labor. Yeah. There you have it.
Yep.
That's
Not
the facts. Immigration Minister Mark Miller, then Immigration Minister Mark Miller said we put a cap on that. But if the data has anything to say about that, it wasn't really true. But I mean, are we surprised given the Liberal